Okay. Characteristics of simple harmonic motion. In last class already I said, when the motion of the particle is considered from mean position, then the displacement of the particle is equal to x is equal to a sine omega t we got. Okay, then here how t x value varies with the time, that can be represented by sinusoidal curve like this. In this formula, when t is equal to capital T by 4, at a time t is equal to capital T by 4, then you substitute here, omega means 2 pi by capital T. Omega is equal to 2 pi by capital T. So here you substitute 2 pi by capital T into small t means t by 4. You write t by 4. Then you will get pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 means maximum value. That's why that maximum value is here. Okay. After one more t by 4 seconds means total time becomes t by 4 plus t by 4, t by 2. After t by 2 seconds, then the displacement becomes 0. You substitute here. T is equal to t by 2. You write omega means 2 pi by t. T is equal to t by 2. T cancel 2 pi by 2. 2 cancel pi. Sin pi 0. That's why sin pi 0 means x is equal to 0. That's why displacement is equal to 0 after t by 2 seconds. Next, after some more, after t by 4 more seconds, inko t by 4 seconds ravata, the total time becomes 3t by 4. 3t by 4 seconds up to x is equal to minus a వస్తుంది ఇక్కడ. Minus a అంటే ఇదేగా maximum value but negative minus a. After t seconds, if you put capital small t is equal to capital T, then 2 pi by capital T into t. T cancel 2 pi, sin 2 pi 0. So x is equal to 0. So displacement becomes 0. In this way, with the time, how the particle in simple harmonic motion, their displacement changes with time, that can be represented like this. It is the graph whenever the motion of the particle is considered from mean position. Okay, if motion of the particle is considered from extreme position, if motion of the particle in SHM is considered from extreme position, okay, this is the case. It is the motion is considered from mean position. When motion is considered from mean position, this is the case. Okay, next, when motion is considered from extreme position, already I said x is equal to a cos omega t. So for this, how we can draw the graph? You take x along y-axis and displacement of the particle in SHM along y-axis and time along x-axis. Then what is the type of graph you will get? At t is equal to 0, something into 0, 0, cos 0, 1. So maximum value. So x is equal to a, no? So at t is equal to 0, x is equal to a. That is the maximum value plus a. When time lapses, then the displacement gradually decreases and becomes 0 and then increase in negative direction and reaches maximum value and again 0 and maximum like this. So exactly at t is equal to 0, displacement x is equal to maximum, because when you put t is equal to 0, it becomes cos value becomes maximum, so x is maximum. At t is equal to t by 4, after 1/4 of time period, you see t is equal to t by 4 means it becomes 90. Cos 90 is 0. That's why I got 0 here. Next, after t by 4 more seconds, that means t by 2. After t by 2 seconds, you see omega means 2 pi by capital T. Capital small t means t by 2. Then 2 pi by capital into t by 2 means you will get pi, cos pi minus 1. Minus 1 into a minus a. That means at t by 2 seconds, the cosine function is maximum but negative. That's why I got x is equal to minus a here. ఇది -1 అయినప్పుడు -1 into a అంటే minus a నే కదా. That is the maximum value but in negative direction. After t by 4 more seconds means now the time is 3t by 4. After 3t by 4, when you substitute here, you will get 0 again. That's why you will get 0. Okay, after t by 4 more seconds means total time is capital T. Total time capital T. In this total time capital T, when you substitute small t is equal to capital T, 2 pi by capital T into small t means capital T. T cancel, cos 2 pi. Cos 2 pi means plus 1. Plus 1 into a, plus a. That's why again, the displacement of the particle reaches the maximum value. So in this way, with the time, how the displacement of the particle varies with the time when motion is considered from extreme position. In this way, the displacement of the particle varies with the time. Okay. Cos omega t, a cos omega t, a cos, when the motion is considered from extreme position, then the displacement of the particle at any time t is given by a cos omega t. Okay, already I said the span of simple harmonic motion also. Span of SHM. span of SHM and amplitude. So in the formula x is equal to a sin omega t or a cos omega t. This a is the called amplitude. That means the maximum displacement of the particle in SHM is called amplitude. So amplitude means maximum displacement of particle. Maximum displacement from mean position. That is called amplitude. In this formula, maximum displacement means whenever sine value is maximum, then x is maximum. No? Sine value maximum is 1. So x is equal to a. So displacement is maximum. Okay. So the maximum displacement of the particle from the mean position is called the amplitude. Okay, that is capital A. Amplitude is capital A. Span of SHM means, already I said in the last class, suppose this is the particle in SHM, this is the amplitude. Okay, then this is also amplitude. Okay, then span of SHM means this distance is equal to span of SHM. Span of SHM. That is equal to 2 into A. Span of simple harmonic motion means the total length of the path along which the particle makes simple harmonic oscillations. So the particle makes SHM along the straight line of length, this one. Okay, that's why the length of this straight line along which the particle makes simple harmonic oscillations is called the span of SHM. That is equal to twice the amplitude. Okay, next, what about the, here in all cases I will consider the motion of the particle in SHM is considered from the mean position only. So x is equal to a sin omega t I will take and to derive the formulas. It is the some exception. If they ask particularly in this case, we have to derive in this case. Okay. Shall I erase? Shall I erase this one? Stop your video sharing, Mr. Okay, shall I erase now? Okay, next, third one, velocity of the particle at any instant. Velocity at any instant. At any instant of time t. Velocity of the particle in SHM at any instant of time t. So here suppose the particle starts motion. Here the motion of the particle is considered from the mean position 0. Here this is amplitude x is equal to a. After t seconds, whenever the particle reaches the point here, the displacement of the particle x can be represented as a. Tell me, when the motion of the particle is considered from mean position, after t seconds, whenever the particle reaches the point here, what is the displacement of the particle? X is equal to a sin omega t. So this is equation 1. But we need the velocity. So at any, here x value varies with time. That means it is not constant. It varies continuously with the time. That's why in order to find the velocity at any instant of time, you write v is equal to dx by dt. No, that is equal to d by dt of x means a sin omega t. Of course, a is constant here. You keep outside. D by dt of sin omega t means cos omega t into, just when you differentiate total sine function, we got this one into this omega t. We have to differentiate with respect to time. That means d by dt of omega t. Omega is the angular frequency of the particle in SHM, that is constant. You write outside. So omega a into cos omega t into d by dt of t. D by dt of t, that is equal to 1. Therefore, omega a cos omega t. This is the formula for velocity of the particle at any instant of time. Okay, from this, what about the maximum velocity and what about the minimum velocity? From velocity at any instant of time, omega a cos omega t, from this formula, it is said to, from this formula, at t is equal to 0, at t is equal to 0, v is equal to, you see, when t is equal to 0, cos value maximum, where that value is equal to 1. That's why that is equal to omega a into cos 0. Therefore, v is equal to v max, which is equal to omega a. It is the formula for maximum velocity in SHM. Suppose if you are given the angular frequency of the particle in SHM and amplitude of the particle, then maximum velocity of the particle is equal to omega a, simply. Okay. Now for the and the minimum velocity means at t is equal to t by 4. That means here at t is equal to 0, the particle lies at mean position, because the motion of the particle is considered from the mean position only. At t is equal to 0, the particle lies here. Whenever it reaches the extreme position, what is the time taken? When it reaches the extreme position means it covered 1/4 of oscillation, because when the particle travels from this position to extreme and from this again mean position, from this mean position to extreme, again if it come back to the mean position, then we can say it completes one oscillation. When it travels from mean position to extreme position, it completes 1/4 of oscillation. Then from mean to extreme to mean, half of oscillation is over. From this 3/4 of oscillation, again if it come back, total oscillation is completed. So when it reaches from mean position to extreme position after t by 4 seconds, what is the velocity of the particle? You substitute small t is equal to t by 4 in this formula, then v is equal to omega a into cos. Omega means 2 pi by capital T into small t means t by 4. T cancel, 2 2s are. Therefore, pi by 2 means 90, cos 90 is 0. That's why velocity becomes 0. So in case of particle in SHM, the velocity becomes 0 at an extreme position. At extreme position, velocity is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0 means the particle lies here. That's why the particle lies at the mean position. At mean position, velocity is maximum. No? So therefore, at mean position of the particle, velocity is maximum, which is equal to omega a. At extreme position, the velocity is minimum, which is equal to 0. So for this variation of velocity with the time, how we can draw the graph? Suppose if you draw the graph by taking velocity along y-axis and time along x-axis, at t is equal to 0, velocity is 0. No, maximum. At t is equal to 0, cos 0, 1, maximum. That's why v is maximum. V is maximum. When time increases, then velocity gradually, as it varies with the cosine function, we can draw the graph like this. Already previously also, x is equal to a cos omega t. We draw the graph like this only. So here it is the maximum velocity v max. Here it is 0. Velocity is equal to 0. And here maximum velocity is equal to omega a. Here it is 0 velocity, which is the minimum. And here the velocity is maximum only, but in opposite direction. That's why minus omega a you will get. It is time taken is t by 4. Here it is t by one more t by 4 means t by 2. Okay, it is t by 2. It is 3t by 4, and it is t. So from this graph, the time period here, the velocity of the particle in SHM varies with time according to the graph like this. Okay. Next, here it is the formula for velocity of the particle in SHM in terms of time. In terms of displacement, we need. So from 2, v is equal to omega a cos omega t. Omega a into cos omega t can be written as 1 minus sin square omega t. That is equal to omega a into square root of 1 minus sin square omega t means, from the equation 1, sin omega t is equal to x by a. Sin square omega t means x by a whole square. That means x square by a square, since from 1. Therefore, v is equal to omega a into square root of a square minus x square by a square. When you write a square outside, it becomes a cancel. Okay, therefore V is equal to omega into square root of a square minus y square. This is the formula for velocity in terms of displacement. That is equation 3. From this also it is clear, when y is equal to 0 means, sorry, it is x, no? X. When x is equal to 0, then this a square minus x square is value is maximum. Okay, when it is maximum, then v is maximum. So at x is equal to 0 means the particle lies at mean position. So at mean position, velocity is maximum. You put x equal to 0. When you put x is equal to 0, then root a square only there. That means a, omega into a. That is the maximum velocity. Okay, when it is at extreme position, that means x is equal to a. When you put x equal to a square minus a square 0. Then v is equal to 0. So at extreme position, already velocity we got 0 at extreme position. So suppose if you are given time and if they ask to find the velocity at any time t, by using this formula we can calculate. At any displacement x, if they ask the velocity, we have to use this formula. We have to use this formula. Okay. Now it is the velocity at any instant of time. Now acceleration. Fourth one or second one? Okay, fourth one. Acceleration. Acceleration of the particle in SHM. Already we know displacement of the, here is a particle, motion of the particle in SHM is considered from mean position. After t seconds, it has crossed the mean position. When it lies at this point, its displacement is x, velocity is v, and acceleration of the particle is a. Just previously, somebody else asked me, is the velocity is variable or constant? We know velocity of the particle in SHM is equal to, we got omega a cos omega t, we got. As long as time changes, as cosine function changes, velocity also variable. No? That means in simple harmonic motion, the velocity of the particle does not remain constant. It varies with time. Vinod Kumar, I think you asked me. Okay. You asked me that one. Okay, right. So velocity is not constant. It varies with the time according to the sine function or cosine function. Cosine function. Okay. Next, after t seconds, whenever the particle reaches the point here, what is the acceleration? Already we know x is equal to a sine omega t. We know from that v is equal to, we got omega a into cos omega t. We got velocity. Acceleration is equal to, you see, velocity is not constant. When time changes, as cosine function changes, velocity also changes. These two are constant. So velocity of the particle in SHM is continuously varies with time. So in order to find the acceleration at any instant of time t, then a is equal to, we can write dv by dt. That is equal to d by dt of v means omega a cos omega t. That is equal to, omega is constant, you keep outside. Then d by dt of cos omega t. That is equal to omega a into d by dt of cos omega t means minus sine omega t into d by dt of omega t. Just you will get d by dt of omega t means, as the coefficient of t is omega, just you will get omega only. Therefore, minus omega square a sine omega t. So this is the how acceleration varies with time. Okay, you will get, this is equation. Previously we got, I think, third equation we got. Now it is fourth equation. This is the acceleration of the particle in SHM when motion is considered from the mean position. How it varies with time? According to this equation, we can show how the acceleration of the particle varies with time. Okay, now we have to represent graphically. So before that, at t is equal to 0, at t is equal to 0 means whenever the particle lies at mean position, when particle lies at mean position, okay, what is the acceleration? At t is equal to 0 means sign 0, 0, a is equal to 0. So at mean position acceleration is 0, that is the minimum acceleration. At t is equal to t by 4 means the particle lies at extreme position. No? It is t is equal to 0, t is equal to t by 4. Okay, and again after t by 2 seconds it reaches the point here. It is 3t by 4, again 2t. Okay, in that way the time changes. Yet t is equal to t by 4 seconds. That means at extreme position, whether the extreme position is on right side or left side, whatever it may be, magnitude of acceleration is same. So at t is equal to t by 4, okay, now acceleration a is equal to, from this formula, you substitute t is equal to t by 4 minus omega square a sine 2 pi by capital T. Omega means 2 pi by capital T into small t means t by 4. Small t cancel, 2 2s are. Therefore, acceleration A is equal to, you see, sine 90 means maximum. That's why acceleration is maximum. That is equal to minus omega square into A. This is the formula for maximum acceleration. So at extreme position, acceleration is maximum. At mean position, acceleration is 0. That means when the particle moves from mean position to extreme position, the acceleration gradually increases and becomes maximum at extreme position. Becomes maximum at extreme position. Suppose if you want to represent this equation graphically, then A you take along y-axis and time along x-axis. At t is equal to 0 seconds, the particle lies at mean position. At mean position, the acceleration is 0. Okay. At t by 4 seconds, it is at extreme position. At extreme position. At extreme position. At extreme position, t is equal to t by 4. No. So already we know a is equal to, this is constant. A is equal to, this is constant. So a is equal to minus sine omega t. So here at t is equal to 0, acceleration is 0. When time increases, acceleration is negative, but negative value increases. That's why you'll get the graph like this. Negative value increases. Time increase అవుతున్న కొద్ది చూడండి, sin t is equal to t by 4 means when t is equal to t by 4, this value is sin pi by 2 means maximum. Negative value is maximum. Negative value maximum is that point lies here. It is minus omega square a, no? Omega square a. Okay. Omega square a. This is the minus omega square a. Okay. Exactly at t is equal to t by 4, the particle has maximum acceleration, which is equal to minus omega square a, as it lies at extreme position. At t is equal to 1 more t by 4 seconds means total time is t by 2. At t by 2 seconds, the particle lies at mean position. So at mean position, acceleration is 0. At 1 more t by 4 means totally 3t by 4 time. At 3t by 4 time, 3t by 4 seconds, the acceleration is positive, but at extreme position, that is maximum value omega square a. At small t is equal to capital T, then the sign value becomes 0, so that acceleration becomes 0. So in this way, the acceleration varies with time. Previously, we got the velocity time graph also like this only. Of course, I got like this. That from that graph, with time, velocity changes, no? So whenever the particle in SHM, the velocity does not remain constant with time. It varies with the time. Acceleration also not remains constant. It also varies with the time. Okay. Now, this is about acceleration. Here, you see in this formula, a sin omega t means we can write x, no? From 4, a is equal to minus omega square a sin omega t, we got a is equal to minus omega square into a sin omega t can be written as x, no? So in terms of displacement of the particle as SHM, the acceleration of the particle is this one. That is also important one. It is equation 5. The acceleration of the particle varies with time according to the equation omega minus omega square x. At mean position, you see, at mean position x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, a is equal to 0. I got 0. At extreme position, x is equal to amplitude. X is equal to capital A. So when x is equal to capital A, then a is equal to minus omega square a. I got minus omega square a. That means it is the formula for maximum Maximum acceleration means omega square a in magnitude. Okay. So this is the formula. At t is equal to t by 4, acceleration is equal to maximum, which is equal to minus omega square a, means that acceleration is towards mean position in this direction. That means towards left. Left means along negative x direction. That's why I got this one. At this right, at this left extreme position, acceleration is maximum only, but positive. That means that acceleration is in this direction. A max, that is in this direction. Here acceleration is in this direction. Okay. This is the how acceleration of the particle varies with time and varies with displacement. Next, force acts on the particle. Force acts on particle. Of course, as you know the acceleration acts on a particle, then force is equal to mass into acceleration. F is equal to mass into acceleration means minus omega square y, because A is equal to omega, x, omega square x, or minus m omega square into x is equal to a sin omega t, no? A sin omega t. Therefore, minus m omega square a into sin omega t. This is the force acts on the particle which varies with time. So this m omega square a is the maximum acceleration which is at extreme position, because acceleration is maximum at extreme position. So force is also maximum at extreme position only. So at extreme position, it is the formula for force acts on the particle in SHM. At mean position, F is minimum, which is equal to 0, because at mean position means t is equal to 0. That's why when you put t is equal to 0, sin 0, 0, that's why F is equal to 0. That is minimum. At extreme position, extreme, F is maximum, because at extreme position, sin value at extreme position means t is equal to t by 4. When you substitute t is equal to t by 4, then sin 90 you will get, means maximum. That's why force is maximum. Just you write magnitude, that's all. M omega square a, it is the maximum force. Maximum force acts on the particle is m omega square a. Okay. Next. So these are the how forces varies with time. How force acts on the particle varies with the time. Next, phase. Phase of the particle in SHM. Sixth one, phase. It is represented with phi. Here, so in order to explain what is the simple harmonic motion, first I have taken the particle moving along the circular path in a reference circle. I took the projection of that particle on x-axis or y-axis, and I shown the projection of the particle moving along the reference circle execute simple harmonic motion. In such a way, I have shown. Okay. Here, suppose if the motion of the particle is considered from A, if the motion of the particle is considered from A, okay, then after some time, whenever the particle reaches the point here, after some time, t seconds, what is the angular displacement of the particle? Here, as this particle travel with a constant angular velocity in the reference circle, after t seconds, whenever it reaches the point say B, then the angle through which it displaces is omega t. At that time, what is the displacement of the particle? Along y-axis or along this vertical direction, the displacement of the particle is say x. I am not changing the notation here because we use it so far, we use it x only. That's why I have written x only. So what is the displacement of the particle means from this diagram? If it is theta, this is equal to theta. Then in this right angle triangle, the radius of the circular path, radius of the circle is equal to amplitude of the particle, that is capital A. Already I said. Okay, therefore, from this right angle triangle, you take sine theta. Sine theta means sine omega t. Sine omega t is equal to sine omega t is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. That means x by a. Already x is equal to a sine omega t we got already. Here in this omega t represents, omega t means after t seconds where the particle lies. If you know omega t, then we can say after t seconds where the particle lies in the reference circle, and at the same time after t seconds where the particle in SHM lies. That means from the mean position the particle lies at a distance equal to x. That's why this gives the position and direction of motion of the particle in SHM at any time t. Ante this angle gives us the position of the particle and direction of motion of the particle. Suppose if the particle move in this direction, the position of the particle varies in this direction. That means the direction of motion is in this direction. If the particle move along the circular path like this, then the displacement of the particle gradually decreases. That means the motion of the particle is in downwards direction. So based on this value only, we can say the position of the particle in SHM and direction of motion of the particle in SHM. That physical quantity which represents the position and direction of motion of the particle with respect to mean position. Mean position తో కంపేర్ చేసినప్పుడు సింపుల్ హార్మోనిక్ మోషన్ ఉన్న పార్టికల్ ఏ పొజిషన్ దగ్గర ఉంది, అది ఏ డైరెక్షన్ లో డిస్ప్లేస్ అవుతుంది అనే దాన్ని రిప్రజెంట్ చేసేదే ఫేజ్ యాంగిల్. సో ఫేజ్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద ఫిజికల్ క్వాంటిటీ విచ్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ ద పొజిషన్ అండ్ డైరెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ మోషన్ ఆఫ్ ది పార్టికల్ ఇన్ SHM at any instant of time. Okay, that is called the phase angle or simply phase. The physical quantity which represents position and direction of motion of a particle in SHM or in simple harmonic motion with respect to mean position. అంటే మీన్ పొజిషన్ దగ్గర నుంచి పార్టికల్ కొంత టైం తర్వాత అంటే ఇంత ఫేజ్ యాంగిల్ టర్న్ అయినప్పుడు అది ఏ పొజిషన్ లో ఉంటుంది అంటే ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది. దట్ కెన్ బి నోన్ విత్ ద హెల్ప్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ యాంగిల్. దట్స్ వై విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు మీన్ పొజిషన్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ phase. So in the equation, this omega t is the phase angle. Here omega t is the phase angle. Here motion at t is equal to 0, at t is equal to 0, as the particle is here, the projection of the particle lies at the mean position. That means whenever the motion of the particle is considered from the mean position, after t seconds where it lies means this equation gives. Suppose instead of considering the motion of the particle when it lies at mean position, already it has covered some displacement. For example, one example I will write here. It is the center. Suppose initially at t is equal to 0, particle is at t is equal to 0. The motion at t is, whenever the particle travel along the path like this, whenever it lies at A, the motion of the particle is considered at B, from B. After t seconds, it reaches the another point, say C here. In t seconds, it reaches the point C from this point B. Then what is the angle displaced by this particle means after t seconds, whenever the particle lies here, then the projection of that particle on this y-axis lies at a distance, say x. What is that x value? We have to find. Here at t is equal to 0, from the reference point or from the reference position, it is already has some displacement, angular displacement, say phi naught. At t is equal to 0, actually we are describing the motion of the body in the reference circle from the point A, or the motion of the particle in SHM from the mean position O. But already at t is equal to 0, the particle has displaced already. You see, here at t is equal to 0, when the particle moving along the circular path lies here, at the same time, the projection of the particle along y-axis already displaced through a distance, this much distance, that is say x naught. It is the initial displacement of the particle. Initial displacement means when you put t is equal to 0, you will get initial displacement x naught. Okay. After t seconds, whenever it displaces through a time equal to t, at that time, what is the angular displacement? Omega into t. With omega angular velocity in a time t seconds, what is the angle displaced by the body means that is equal to omega into t. And the particle lies at this point. When the particle lies at this point, from the mean position where the projection of that particle lies on y-axis. So this is the position of the particle lies on y-axis. It is say n. So what is this x value? From the diagram, x is equal to, you see, this total angle is omega t plus phi naught, no? If it is omega t plus phi naught, then this angle is also equal to omega t plus phi naught, no? Because these two are parallel lines. This total angle is omega t plus phi naught. It is omega t plus phi naught. Then from the diagram, sine omega t plus phi naught is equal to opposite side x by hypotenuse is equal to a. So x is equal to a into sine omega t plus phi naught. So initially at t is equal to 0, whenever the particle is already having some displacement along positive x direction, in such case, the displacement of the particle after any time t from the mean position is equal to a sine omega t plus phi naught. This omega t plus here, this omega t, in this omega t plus phi naught, omega naught is the initial phase. Initial phase ante t is equal to 0 for whatever the phase angle, that is called initial phase, where phi naught is called initial phase, or it is also called as the epoch. Initial phase, or it is also called as epoch. Epoch or initial phase. This is total angle is the phase angle. In this phase angle, when you put this total omega t plus phi naught is the phase angle. Because when you know this angle, then only we know where the projection of this particle lies on x-axis, on this y-axis. We know that's why it represents the phase angle. In this phase angle, when you put t is equal to 0, then whatever the phase angle you will get, that is called initial phase. Initial phase or epoch. So in order to obtain the initial phase or epoch, we have to put t is equal to 0. T is equal to 0. No, this projection not lies exactly at the extreme position here, a little bit less below the extreme position. That's why this x is not equal to a. So mean position means center only. Whenever the reference particle travel along the reference circle and reaches the point C, at that time, the particle in SHM on this y-axis lies at this point. This is the displacement of the particle in SHM. X is the displacement of the particle in SHM. Here from this triangle, displacement x can be obtained by using this equation. Okay, it is the initial phase. So here, already along the direction of motion of the particle, at t is equal to 0, if the particle in simple harmonic motion is already having some displacement, that can be represented like this. Okay. At t is equal to 0, the displacement x is called x naught, no? At t is equal to 0, as the particle lies here, then the displacement of the particle in SHM is equal to this one, that is equal to x naught. So at t is equal to 0, x is equal to x naught. You see, x is equal to a sine omega t is equal to 0 means this becomes 0. So sine phi naught. This is x is equal to x naught. It is the initial displacement. So in this formula, when you put t is equal to 0, then that gives the initial displacement of the particle. Is it correct or not? You see, at t is equal to 0, as the particle lies here, then this angle is phi naught. This angle is also phi naught, no? In this right angle triangle, sine phi naught is equal to x naught by a, or x naught is equal to a sine phi naught. X naught is equal to a sine phi naught we got. So in this formula, when you put t is equal to 0, then you will get x naught, initial displacement x naught is equal to a sine omega phi naught, a sine phi naught. Okay, next. Suppose when in the same case, okay, next, in the same case, suppose you consider the reference circle and it is the center, x-axis, y-axis. At t is equal to 0, the particle lies at A here. At t is equal to 0. After t seconds, here on the reference circle, whenever the particle lies here, then the position of this, the projection of this point on y-axis is here. Okay. So at t is equal to 0, whatever the displacement of the projection on y-axis, that is the initial displacement. This is x naught. So when you consider the motion of the particle from the point A after t seconds, if it reaches the point here, then that means in t seconds, if it reaches the point here in t seconds, then the angular displacement of the particle here, initially the position vector of this particle moving along the circular path is this one. After t seconds, as it reaches the point B here, then this is the position vector. What is the angle displaced by the position vector? Means this one, that is equal to omega into t. But at t is equal to 0, from the at t is equal to 0, here already this particle is having some initial displacement in downwards direction or in negative direction, phi naught, because it is the reference line. No? From this reference line or from this horizontal line, at t is equal to 0, what is the angle made by the position of the particle with x-axis? Means that is equal to phi naught. That is the initial angular displacement. That is called initial phase also. Okay, after t seconds, whenever the particle reaches the point here, then where the projection of this particle lies on y-axis. Suppose you draw a perpendicular line onto y-axis. The particle lies at this point. So after t seconds, the motion of the particle is considered. Then the projection lies at this point, which is equal to say x. When the particle travels from A to B in a time t seconds, then what is the displacement of the particle from the mean position only? From the mean position, whenever this particle reaches the point here, their projection lies here. That's why the displacement of the projection, which is in SHM, is x in a time t seconds. What is that value? You see, if it is omega t and it is phi naught, then what about this angle? Omega t minus phi naught, no? If it is omega t minus phi naught, then this angle is also equal to omega t minus phi naught. Omega t minus phi naught. Then from this right angle triangle, this length is equal to radius of the circular path or amplitude of the particle in SHM. Okay, now from this right angle triangle, sine omega t minus phi naught is equal to sine omega t minus phi naught, which is equal to, tell me, opposite side means x by hypotenuse means a. So from this, x is equal to a sine omega t minus phi naught. In this formula also, this total angle is called phase angle and omega naught is the initial phase, because when you put t is equal to 0, whatever the phase angle you will get, that is the initial phase. Okay, that's why here phi naught represents the initial phase or epoch. This total angle is the phase angle. Okay, at t is equal to 0, whatever the value of x you will get, that is the initial displacement of the particle. At t is equal to 0, x is equal to initial displacement x naught. So x naught is equal to, you put t is equal to 0, a sine minus phi naught. That is equal to minus a sine phi naught. You see, initially at t is equal to 0, whenever the particle lies here, then the projection on y-axis lies at this point, has displacement x naught in negative direction. Negative direction, because it is positive and it is negative direction. Minus x naught only, no? So at t is equal to 0, I got the displacement x naught is negative only. Is it equal to this one or not? You see, if it is phi naught, then this is equal to phi naught. Sine phi naught is equal to minus x naught by a, or x naught is equal to minus a sine phi naught. That is only we got. So in this phase angle, when you put t is equal to 0, then you will get the initial displacement of the particle or initial phase angle in this. Okay, so whenever the particle start, when you consider the motion of the particle in SHM below the reference point or below the mean position, then we have tried the formula A sin omega t minus phi naught. When you consider the motion of the particle initially above the mean position here, somewhere here, we have to write the formula omega t plus phi naught. That is the difference. You have to understand. Okay, next. Whenever the particle is in SHM, the particle has kinetic energy as well as the potential energy. Because whenever the particle travel along the straight line, whenever the particle is in SHM, at different points, the velocity of the particle are different. That's why at any instant of time t, what is the kinetic energy of the particle we have to find, and what is the potential energy also. Because whenever the particle move along the straight line to and fro, at each and every point, the particle experiences the restoring force on the particle towards the mean position. Because of that restoring force, the particle acquires some potential energy. That's why a particle in simple harmonic motion is having potential energy as well as kinetic energy. These two are called mechanical energies. The sum of these two energies, kinetic energy and potential energy, is called mechanical energy of the simple harmonic particle oscillator. The particle which executes simple harmonic motion, that is called simple harmonic oscillator. Okay, so mechanical energy of particle in SHM or simple harmonic oscillator. Particle in SHM. Mechanical energy of the particle in SHM, capital E. So first one, in this first one, kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of the particle in SHM. We know the velocity of the particle at any instant of time t is given as omega a into cos omega t we got. Am I right? When the motion of the particle is considered from the mean position, after any time t, what is the velocity of the particle means I got v is equal to omega a cos omega t. At t is equal to 0, particle lies at mean position. At that time cos 0, 1. So velocity is maximum. So in case of a particle in SHM, while passing through mean position, the particle is having maximum velocity. At any instant of time, velocity is this one. If the mass of the particle is m, if m is the mass of the particle, then what is the kinetic energy? So what is the kinetic energy of the particle? Kinetic energy of the particle is equal to half m into v square, no? So kinetic energy is equal to half m into v square means v means omega a cos omega t. So omega a cos omega t, that is v. Square is there, so you write square. Therefore, kinetic energy is equal to half m omega square a square into cos square omega t. Okay, at t is equal to 0, as cos value is maximum, which is equal to 1, kinetic energy is maximum. That's why it is the formula for kinetic energy at any instant of time t. And kinetic energy in terms of displacement is half m omega square s. Okay, half m into, general formula is half m into omega, half m into v square. It is the general formula. In terms of displacement, I need the formula for kinetic energy. So in terms of displacement, what is the formula for velocity? Previously we derived the velocity of the particle at any displacement is omega into square root of a square minus x square, no? That's why v means omega into square root of a square minus x square. Square is there, whole square. Therefore, kinetic energy at any displacement x from the mean position is half m into omega square into square root of this one whole square means root will be cancelled. So a square minus x square. It is the formula for kinetic energy in terms of displacement. It is the formula for kinetic energy in terms of time. So by this formula or by this formula, if you find the maximum kinetic energy and minimum kinetic energy, you will get both same. Okay. At mean position, x is equal to 0, no? At mean position x is equal to 0, when you put x is equal to 0 here, this bracket term becomes maximum when x is equal to 0. When it is maximum, kinetic energy is maximum. That's why maximum kinetic energy is equal to half m into omega square a square. This is the maximum kinetic energy. Next, at extreme position, kinetic energy is minimum because at extreme position x value maximum. At extreme position x is equal to capital A, no? x is equal to capital A. When x is equal to capital A square minus A square 0. That's why kinetic energy becomes 0. So at extreme position, kinetic energy of the particle in SHM is 0. From this also you will get the same. At mean position means T is equal to 0, cos value maximum, then maximum kinetic energy is equal to half m omega square A square only. At extreme position means T is equal to T by 4. When you put T is small t is equal to capital T by 4, then this cosine value becomes 0. Then kinetic energy becomes 0. So at extreme position, kinetic energy is minimum, which is equal to 0. Okay. Next, potential energy, B. When you know the potential energy also, the sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy gives the total energy of the particle in SHM. Okay, so we have to derive the formula for potential energy. Potential energy. Here, whenever the particle is in simple harmonic motion, it is the mean position. Whenever the particle displaces through a distance x, at this displacement x, what is the formula for force acts on the particle? What is the formula for force acts on the particle? At this position, the acceleration of the particle is equal to minus omega square into x, we can write. Because at any displacement x, the acceleration is equal to omega square x, minus omega square x. Therefore, force acts on the particle is equal to m into a. That is equal to m into a means minus omega square into x. Therefore, F is equal to minus m omega square into x. It is the formula for force acts on the particle. Force acts on the particle. With this force, this force acts on the particle in this direction. The force always acts on the particle towards the mean position. F. That's why we got minus sign. With this force, suppose in order to displace the particle through a small distance dx, because force continuously varies with x, that's variable force acts on them. For the small displacement dx in this direction, what is the work done? Work done in displacing the particle through a small distance dx is equal to f into dx, which is equal to minus m omega square x into dx. Okay, therefore, to displace the particle from mean position to a displacement x, what is the work done? So therefore, total work done in displacing the particle from x is equal to 0 to x is equal to x. That work done is stored in the particle at this point as the potential energy, that is equal to U, which is equal to integral dw means minus m omega square x dx, limits x is equal to 0 to x. Therefore, potential energy is equal to, ante particle ni x equal to 0 నుంచి x equal to x distance displace చేయడానికి జరిగే total work done ఎంతో, that work done in displacing the particle through a small distance, through a distance x against the restraining force on a particle is stored in the particle as the potential energy. That's why this work done is equal to potential energy, which is equal to minus m omega square into this is constant, then integral x into dx. When you do integration, then x square by 2 you will get, even if you substitute the limits, you will get this only. Therefore, implies u is equal to minus half m omega square into x. It is the potential energy of the particle at any instant of time. Potential energy of the particle at any displacement x. What is the potential energy of the particle? The potential energy of the particle at any time. At any time, potential energy means u is equal to minus half m omega square into x means displacement of the particle from the mean position at any time t is equal to a sin omega t, no? A sin omega t. You write here a sin omega t. Here it is x square by 2, no? Half m omega square x square by 2. So x square means a square sin square omega t. Since x is equal to a sin omega t. When motion of the particle is considered from the mean position, after t seconds, what is the displacement of the particle means x is equal to a sin omega t. Just I substituted here. Then I got a square sin square omega t. So from this, it is the formula for potential energy at any instant of time. It is the formula for potential energy at any displacement x. We got potential energy negative because this potential energy acquired by the particle because of restoring force acts on them. That's why we got minus sign. Okay, now So in case of a particle in SHM, at any displacement x, the particle is having potential energy and that is also having kinetic energy. So what is the maximum potential energy and what is the maximum kinetic energy? Sorry, minimum potential energy. So when or at mean position, you write directly at mean position. At mean position, x is equal to 0. At mean position, you see, when x is equal to 0, potential energy is 0, no? That means minimum potential energy is 0. That's why potential energy 0 means that is minimum. That is equal to minus half m omega square into x square means 0. That is equal to 0. Next, at extreme position, displacement is maximum. Okay, then potential energy is also maximum, but negative sign, of course. U max is equal to, instead of x, you substitute capital A, then minus half m omega square into a square. You see, at mean position, kinetic energy is maximum. At extreme position, potential energy is maximum in magnitude. Okay, at extreme position, kinetic energy is 0, but extreme position, potential energy is maximum. Okay, at mean position, kinetic energy is maximum, potential energy is minimum or 0. That means they are quite opposite. So whenever the particle makes simple harmonic oscillations, then from the mean position, when it travels towards the extreme position, the kinetic energy gradually decreases and potential energy gradually increases. From this formula, when particle travel from mean position to extreme position, as x value increases, then this bracket value decreases, so kinetic energy decreases. So when particle travels from mean position to extreme position, the kinetic energy gradually decreases, and extreme position, at extreme position, kinetic energy becomes 0. But when the particle travels from mean position to extreme position, as x value increases, then potential energy in magnitude gradually increases and becomes maximum at extreme position. As x is equal to capital A, which is maximum, then potential energy is maximum at extreme position. Okay. What is the total energy of the particle in SHM? Total energy E is equal to sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy of the particle in SHM. That is equal to, at any displacement x, kinetic energy is half m omega square into a square minus x square plus kinetic energy. Just you take magnitude. Kinetic energy at any displacement is here half m omega square into x square. Half m omega square into x square. Here x square, half m omega square minus x square, half m omega square, x square cancel. So total energy is equal to half m omega square into a square. This is the formula for total energy of the particle in SHM. So in case of simple harmonic motion, for the particle, mass is constant, angular frequency is constant, amplitude is also constant. That means in this formula, all are constant. That's why the total mechanical energy of the particle in simple harmonic motion remains constant. It does not vary. But when the particle travels from mean position to extreme position, as the kinetic energy decreases, definitely potential energy will increase. The potential energy will increase. Total mechanical energy is not 0. How it is 0? M omega square A square is there, no? Total mechanical energy is not 0. Okay. Total mechanical energy is not equal to 0. Okay. How we can represent graphically? Here work done, we calculated the work done by restoring force. Okay, sorry, here we have force acts on the particle in this direction and the displacement is in opposite direction. Okay, negative work. So already we have taken minus only, no? Here, yeah, minus only we have taken, no problem. Right. It is the formula for total potential, total mechanical energy of the particle in SHM. Now, how kinetic energy, potential energy varies with time. Graphically, we have to represent. We know kinetic energy at any time t is half m omega square a square into cos square omega t we got, because velocity at any instant of time when motion of the particle is considered from mean position is a omega cos omega t. So half m into v square means omega a cos omega t whole square means omega square a square cos square omega t. Okay, next potential energy is equal to in magnitude half m omega square into x square. Magnitude of potential energy is equal to half m omega square x square at any displacement x. In terms of time, we have to obtain x is equal to a cos omega t. No, that's why you put x is equal to a sin omega t. Then x square is there, a square sin square omega t. That's why half m omega square a square sin square omega t. Now, how this potential energy and kinetic energy varies with the time? What is the total energy here? Total energy is equal to sum of these two. You add these two, this plus this. We can take half m omega square a square we can take common. Then cos square omega t plus sin square omega t 1. That's why you'll get half m omega square a square only. In previous case also, in terms of x we got the same formula. Okay. Now, how the kinetic energy and potential energy varies with time, we have to find kinetic energy or potential energy. You take kinetic energy or potential energy and time you take. At t is equal to 0, kinetic energy is 0, no? At t is equal to 0. No, sorry. At t is equal to 0, cos value maximum. That's why kinetic energy becomes maximum. Kinetic energy becomes maximum. Okay, now when time increases, what about the kinetic energy? When time increases, cos value decreases, so kinetic energy decreases. Hence, you will get the kinetic energy versus time graph like this. Kinetic energy versus time graph like this. Okay, or you draw the graph in between displacement and kinetic energy. You draw the graph between displacement and kinetic energy. Because cosine function is there. You write like this: half m omega square into a square minus y square. Because half m v square, that is the kinetic energy. V means omega of square root of a square minus y square is there, no? V square means omega square into root will be cancelled, a square minus y square. Similarly, here, sorry, not y, x square. In terms of x, you draw x. Next here, half m omega square into x square only, no? Half m omega square into x square. Now we draw the graph between x and x versus kinetic energy, x versus potential energy. You see here k is equal to half m omega square a square minus half m omega square into x square. There are only two variables, k and x, in which x is having square. As one variable is having square, definitely it is a parabola. But as the square quotient is negative, this parabola is open towards negative kinetic energy axis. It is negative kinetic energy ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి అటువైపు ఓపెన్ అయిన parabola రావాలి. అట్లాగే x వాల్యూ పాజిటివ్ నెగిటివ్ తీసుకున్నాం అనుకో, నెగిటివ్ తీసుకున్నా కూడా వచ్చే x square వాల్యూ సేమ్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి you will get the same type of graph in this direction also. It is exactly at x is equal to plus a, అంటే రైట్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్ పొజిషన్ కి రీచ్ అయినప్పుడు డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది పార్టికల్ ఇస్ మాక్సిమం, దట్ ఈస్ ప్లస్ ఏ. అదే లెఫ్ట్ పొజిషన్ కి వచ్చిన మైనస్ ఏ, మినిమం పొటెన్షియల్. Minimum here on right side at right extreme position x is equal to maximum, which is minus a, but here and here at extreme positions kinetic energy becomes 0. Okay, it is the kinetic energy graph. It is kinetic energy. Next, how we can draw the potential energy versus x graph? Here also square is for x, that's why potential energy must be open towards positive potential energy axis. As square is for x and quotient of square x is positive, so potential energy displacement graph is a parabola open towards positive potential energy axis. Potential energy axis is this one, so you will get the graph like this. You see, at mean position x equal to 0, potential energy is 0 or minimum, so 0. When x increases, the potential energy gradually increases, and exactly at extreme position potential energy becomes maximum. At extreme position potential energy becomes maximum. Here at this point the potential energy becomes maximum. Okay, here potential energy is minimum. Minimum means here in this case 0. Sometimes in some problems minimum potential energy may be given. Okay, So at mean position, potential energy is minimum. At extreme position, potential energy is maximum. Next, at mean position, kinetic energy is maximum. So at this point, kinetic energy is maximum. Okay. And here on left extreme position, potential energy is maximum, U max. But kinetic energy is minimum. Of course, minimum means it is zero only, no doubt. Kinetic energy is zero only at extreme position. Here, kinetic energy is minimum, that is equal to zero. But potential energy may be zero or may not be zero, but minimum value. Okay. So, but at any time, when you take the total energy of the particle, at any instant of time, when you take the total energy, that remains constant. That's why with X, how total energy varies means it is the total energy graph, total energy. At any position X or at any displacement X of the particle in SHM, the total energy remains constant. That does not varies with X or time. So this is the how potential energy varies with time. Next, at mean position, at mean position, total energy E naught. At extreme position, suppose it is A, it is say B. At extreme position, total energy is EA. At mean position, total energy means at mean position, potential energy is minimum, kinetic energy is maximum. Sum of these two is the total energy. So at mean position, maximum kinetic energy plus minimum potential energy. Sum of these two is equal to. At extreme position, only potential energy is maximum, kinetic energy is zero. That's why here only it is equal to maximum potential energy. Kinetic energy is zero. Suppose at mean position, if the potential energy is zero given, then maximum kinetic energy at mean position is equal to maximum potential energy at extreme position. If minimum potential energy is zero, sometimes minimum potential energy will be given. In such case, this is the formula. Okay. Minimum kinetic energy is zero only at extreme position. This is the how the energy of the particle in simple harmonic motion varies with the distance or varies with the time. According to this graph, varies with the time. Okay, next, from this formula, what is the frequency of varying kinetic energy? What is the frequency of varying potential energy? What is the frequency of varying kinetic energy? And what is the frequency of varying potential energy? Next, 8th point. Frequency of particle in SHM. In the formula x is equal to a sine omega t, angular frequency is omega. Angular frequency is omega, that is equal to 2 pi by capital T. Okay, that is equal to 2 pi into reciprocal of time period is called frequency. T is the time period of the particle in SHM, time period. Okay, F, frequency of the particle in SHM. Frequency of particle in SHM. Okay, next. Frequency of varying kinetic energy, because with time kinetic energy varies, no? Potential energy also varies. Frequency of varying kinetic energy or frequency of varying potential energy is dash. You see, in this formula, kinetic energy K is equal to, from kinetic energy comma K is equal to half m. Okay, I will use this formula directly. From kinetic energy of particle in SHM, kinetic energy K is equal to half m omega square into A square cos square omega t. Okay, from this formula, K is equal to half m omega square A square into, how we can write cos omega t? In order to know the frequency of the particle, frequency of the varying kinetic energy of the particle, because kinetic energy varies here. With the time, kinetic energy changes. That's why it is the variable kinetic energy. So how we can write variable kinetic energy in terms of cosine function only? Square should not be there. ఈ cos square omega t ni 1 plus cos 2 omega t by 2 writes cos square omega t ni 1 plus cos 2 omega t whole by 2 we can write now. Cos square omega t can be written like this. Can we write or not? Cos square omega t లేదా cos theta. Cos square theta ni can we write 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2? Can we write like this or not? Cos square theta, can we write cos square theta as cos 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2? Like that I have written. So we can write. Now you see half m omega square into 1 by 2 plus half m omega square by 2 into cos 2 omega t, where actually coefficient of t is the angular frequency. Instead of angular frequency, so angular frequency of variable kinetic energy, angular frequency of variable kinetic energy. That means this varies with time. That's why it is called variable kinetic energy. Variable kinetic energy is equal to omega dash, which is equal to, instead of omega here, 2 omega is there. That's why omega dash is equal to 2 omega. That is equal to 2 into 2 pi into f. 2 pi into f. 2 pi into f. Actually, variable angular frequency is equal to 2 pi into f dash. Instead of f dash, 2f is there now. You see, actually, angular frequency of the variable kinetic energy is equal to omega dash. Ikkada cos omega t అని ఉండాలి. Omega dash t అనుకున్నాం. Omega dash equal 2 omega అంటే 4 pi f అని వచ్చింది. Actual గా omega dash means 2 pi f dash. F dash is the frequency of variable kinetic energy. Frequency of variable kinetic energy. అది ఎంత వచ్చింది? Double the frequency of the particle in SHM. అంటే పార్టికల్ యొక్క ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీతో కంపేర్ చేస్తే ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఆఫ్ వేరియబుల్ కైనెటిక్ ఎనర్జీ డబుల్ ఉంటుంది. సో therefore frequency of the variable kinetic energy means, suppose in a second, if the particle makes 10 oscillations in a second, the maximum kinetic energy of the particle varies 20 times. That means double the frequency. So frequency of variable kinetic energy is equal to 2 times the frequency of the particle. Similarly, in case of potential energy also, U is equal to half m omega square into x square. X square can be written as a sin omega t whole square. That means a square sin square omega t. This can be written as half m omega square a square into sin square omega t can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So instead of omega, 2 omega is there. That's why frequency of the variable potential energy is also double the initial frequency of the particle. Therefore, frequency of variable potential energy is equal to 2 times the frequency of the particle, where f frequency of particle. It is also very, very important. Okay, next. So today, based on this, shall I explain simple pendulum? Okay, based on this only, some note points I will explain. Here, how many note points are completed? This is note point 2, no? This is note point 2. Here, note points I started, no? How many note points are completed? How many note points are completed? No, these are the characteristics. After completion of characteristics here, just I started the note point now. How kinetic energy? I think not yet started, no? Okay, not yet started. Okay, right. Some note points. First one, suppose the mean position of the particle is here and it is the extreme position, so x is equal to a. Here x is equal to minus a. It is the left extreme position, right extreme position, mean position. Whenever the particle travel from mean to extreme position, when particle travel from mean to extreme position, what is the average velocity? When particle travel from mean to extreme position, average velocity of particle, average velocity, v average is equal to, what is the formula? When the particle travels from mean to extreme position, the total displacement of the particle is total displacement by total time. Because velocity they ask, average velocity means total displacement by total time. So average velocity is equal to total displacement is equal to a by total time, means time taken by the particle to travel from mean position to extreme position is what? What is the time taken by the particle to travel from mean to extreme position is what? Tell me. T by 4. Yes. T is equal to T by 4. So you write T by 4. That is equal to 4a by T. 4a by T. This is the formula for average velocity. Average speed also same, because the particle travel along the same straight line path only, in the same direction only. That's why average velocity or average speed both are same. Next, second one, it is mean position, x is equal to plus a, x is equal to minus a, right extreme position, left extreme position. When the particle travels from O to A, then B, from O to A, then to B. Okay, then what is the average velocity? Average velocity when particle travel from O to A to B. Average velocity of the particle V average is equal to what? Initially particle is here. Initially particle is here. The particle starts their motion in this direction. Finally particle reaches this point. Then total displacement is equal to this one now. Motion of the particle initial ఇటువైపు ఉంటే final displacement ఇటు నుంచి ఇటువైపు ఉంది కాబట్టి opposite direction ఉంది displacement. That is total displacement minus a by time taken by this particle to travel from this position to this position is, it is t by 4, it is t by 2, 3t by 4 no, so 3t by 4, that is equal to minus 4a by 3t. This is the average velocity. Average speed, average speed is what? Tell me. Average speed formula is same. Here average speed means total distance by total time. Total distance by total time, that is the average speed. Total displacement means whenever the particle travels from this position to this position, initial point is this one, final point is this one, that's why displacement is this one, that is equal to a. But initially the direction of motion is towards right, whereas the final displacement is in opposite direction, that's why minus we had to write. Minus a by total time taken is this one. So average speed means total distance by total time. Total distance means whenever the particle travels from this position to this position and back to this position, then total distance travel is a plus a plus a. That means total distance is 3a, but total time does not alter. That is equal to 3t by 4 only, no? So 3t by 4, that is equal to 4a by t is the average speed. Okay, here sometimes you are not given t, omega may be given, f may be given. So omega is equal to 2 pi by capital T. 2 pi into reciprocal of time period is the frequency. So you write in which terms answer is given, in that terms we can change the answer. Okay, this is the way. What is the ATA? How it is ATA? This is A, this is A, this is A. So totally 3A, no? Harshateja. Okay, it is 3a by 3t by 4. Suppose when the particle travel from O to A and then back to O to A and back to O, then average velocity means net displacement 0 by time taken is t by 4 plus t by 4 t by 2. That's why average velocity is 0. Average speed, total distance traveled A plus A, 2a by total time t by 2. 2a by t by 2. 4a by t is the answer. Sorry, 2a by t by 2. 2a by t by 2, no? When particle travel from this position to this position, then total time is equal to 2a by time taken is equal to t by 4 plus t by 4 means t by 2. 2a by t by 2 means again you will get 4a by t, average velocity, average speed, sorry, average speed. In such a way we have to do. Next. Next one. Last 1 minute. So when the particle displaces from the mean position, when it displaces through a distance x1, then the velocity of the particle at this point is say v1. When it displaces through a distance equal to x2, then velocity of the particle is v2. If the angular frequency of the particle in SHM is omega, time period t, and frequency is f, then what is the relation among them? You see, we know velocity of the particle at any displacement from the mean position is v is equal to omega into square root of a square minus x square. We are having this formula. Okay, from this you see at a displacement x1, velocity is v1, no? So v1 is equal to omega into square root of a square minus x1 square, comma v2 is equal to square root, sorry, omega into v2 is equal to omega into, at any displacement x2, velocity is v2. That's why v2 is equal to omega does not change. Omega into square root of a square minus x square. No, x1 square, here x2 square. Now from this we need the formula for amplitude. We need the formula for amplitude. How we can find? Omega should not be there because answer is not in terms of omega. That's why you square these two and divide. v1 square by v2 square is equal to, v1 square means omega square into root will be cancelled, a square minus x1 square, by v2 square means omega square into root will be cancelled, a square minus x2 square, omega square cancel. That is equal to a square minus x1 square by a square minus x2 square. So we need a value. That's why you do cross multiplication. You do cross multiplication. v1 square into a square minus x2 square, a square minus x2 square. v1 square into a square minus x2 square is equal to v2 square into this one, v2 square into a square minus x1 square. You multiply them. v1 square a square minus v1 square x2 square is equal to v2 square a square minus v2 square x1 square. We need the formula for a. Is v2 is greater or v1 is greater? Definitely velocity at a point nearer to the mean position, velocity is greater. So v1 greater than v2. That's why you keep v1 here only. v2 square a square you bring to left. Then v1 square a square minus v2 square a square is equal to, bring this v1 square x2 square to right. Then plus v1 square x2 square minus v2 square x1 square. Here you take a square common. A square of v1 square minus v2 square is equal to v1 square x2 square minus v2 square x1 square. Or a is equal to square root of this by this. So v1 square x2 square minus v2 square x1 square whole by v1 square minus v2 square. This is the formula for amplitude. Okay, so amplitude A is equal to, in terms of v1 x1 v2 x2, amplitude of the particle is this one. If they ask the angular frequency, from the same formula, v1 square is equal to omega square into a square minus x1 square. Similarly, v2 square is equal to omega square into a square minus x2 square. Okay, from this you see v1 square by omega square is equal to a square minus x square x1 square, or a square is equal to v1 square by omega square plus x1 square we can write. Am I right? v1 square by omega square is equal to a square minus x1 square, or a square is equal to v1 square by omega square plus x1 square. Similarly, from this also a square is equal to, we can write like this only, v2 square by omega square plus x2 square. x2 is greater now, so you keep x2 here only, you bring this x1 to right, and you bring this v2 square by omega square to left. Then v1 square by omega square minus v2 square by omega square is equal to x2 square minus x1 square. Implies, here you take 1 by omega common, 1 by omega of v1 square minus v2 square is equal to x2 square minus x1 square. Okay, therefore omega square is equal to v1 square minus v2 square by x2 square minus x1 square. Therefore omega is equal to square root of v2 square minus v1 square by x2 square minus x1 square. It is the formula for angular frequency. Suppose if they ask the formula for frequency, then that is equal to 2 pi f. So f is equal to frequency of the particle in SHM is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root of this one. Suppose if they ask the formula for time period, omega is equal to 2 pi by capital T. This is equal to 2 pi by capital T. Capital T is equal to 2 pi into root of x2 square minus x1 square by v2 square minus v1 square we will get. So from this, okay, from this you see f is equal to 1 by 2 pi into root of v2 square minus v1 square by x2 square minus x1 square. This is the formula. Similarly, time period T is equal to, T you bring to left, and 2 pi into, you do cross multiplication, 2 pi into square root of x2 square minus x1 square by v2, is it v2 square or v1 square? v1 square, no, v1 square minus v2 square. Here also v1 minus v2, v1 square minus v2 square. This is the formula for time period. Okay, these are the important formulas once they asked in mains also. In our material, they are in our integrated material, these concepts are there. In my notes also these concepts are there. Okay, right. Okay, now today you read these formulas, and based on this today I have to do the problems. Okay, have a nice day. I'm signing out. Bye all of you.